After completely rebuilding this boat from the ground up, we're finally ready to begin our life afloat.
Look at that.
I know.
Completely turns into mush.
And the crazy thing is we don't know how much work this boat is gonna be.
There's moisture again.
This is the bilge.
I thought things were turning around, but this is very, very disappointing.
Holy heck, Aladino! Everything in the past 5 years has led up to this moment on this day. Good morning, Aladino.
Good morning.
What's happening today?
Boat's going in the water.
Still a lot to do though.
Still
As always, everything's a little last minute, but we're getting there.
The task list grows.
Yeah.
Instead of shrink.
Aladino. What just happened? Super quick explanation. I know it's go time.
The anchor platform on the other side is not wide enough for our anchor shank.
The morning of departure was, predictably, completely hectic with last-minute tasks. It always seems to be this way, but maybe it's a good thing. We were too busy to think too much about the crane coming to lift us into the water. At this point, we sort of have some crane trauma. Our first boat came to us after she got dropped off a crane. Aladino bought her as a total write-off and spent 4 years rebuilding her hull. And with this boat, we recently had a pretty nerve-wracking experience with the crane putting the mast back up. So we weren't looking forward to that part, but the boatyard has just bought a brand new travel lift, so that does feel pretty good. Coming! Aladino!
Yep.
How do you feel?
Good, excited, finally, wow! There's one thing though, people have phobias. My phobia is how the boat floats. I got some boat trimophobia. So we'll see.
You do have, that's actually so true, you do have boat trimophobia. We've loaded a lot of cans on one side, so we'll see.
Oh, it's not about the cans, it's about the accumulation of everything. How do you feel?
I feel, I actually feel oddly calm.
Oddly calm.
This is like Inception. I do feel oddly calm.
Okay.
I feel like all of the stress was leading up to this, and now the boat is packed and it's like, now it's out of my hands. Travel lift guy's doing his thing. And,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
until I gotta start the engine and deal with a bit of currents. That always stresses me out here. There's currents in the river.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dealt with it before, and those are the fun adventures, to be honest. Yeah.
Some patrons came out to the launch, which was really lovely. Everything was really short notice, so we were really grateful that some people could still make it. It's a long drive through the boatyard, down to the water, past yachts and fish boats and boat sheds, a slow migration towards Magic Carpet's destiny, the water, connected to all the rest of the world in one huge serpentine current. All clear? Yeah, he's pushing us. As soon as we were in the water, things happened really quickly. Aladino performed his checks to make sure no water was coming in, and then several hands on the dock started immediately pushing us backwards into the river. It's a busy boatyard, the travel lift is in demand, which makes sense, of course, but it was nonetheless just a little nerve-wracking. The engine hadn't run since last year, and while there was no reason it shouldn't run again, we nonetheless felt a little nervous as the river currents grabbed the boat, and we had to really trust that the diesel wouldn't hiccup. But it all went smoothly. The engine purred along. Helping hands grabbed our lines on the dock.
We're here. We made it. It's always a little bit hectic here. Well,
Yeah.
not just the build-up, but yeah, they dropped us in the water and let go the lines, and it's like, okay, are you good? Are you good? Okay. Well, then, okay, you said yes. It's not on me. It's on you.
Yeah, we
That you're
sort of
floating.
just skedaddle real quick.
Yeah, while I'm still like checking the through holes and everything. But yeah, no. Luckily there wasn't much current and a really big dock to tie onto and a lot of helpful hands. So that was really, really nice. Now we're here.
And what are your notes on how the boat floats?
She's heavy. She's heavy. I'm happy fore and aft. Very happy. But starboard is heavy. especially since we are still installing a few things there, like an isolation transformer that weighs a bit. So yeah, we got to do something. We got to shuffle things a little bit to port, which you always do. So yeah, overall, it's really good. Just a touch on the heavy side, but it also makes sense because we provisioned for like 6 months. If we hadn't provisioned for 6 months, then I would be concerned. So now it's just a lot of chickpeas are on the menu.
You better eat your chickpeas.
Yeah, you took provisioning very serious.
Well, I did. Because, I mean, we're used to Europe where things are so easy to buy. And then last summer we found it a lot more difficult to just pop into a grocery store.
Yeah, and wherever there is a little store, it's really pricey. And yeah, it's good to have, but we'll shuffle it around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little update after the splash. We had a lovely chat with some of the people who came. Then we had a nap.
Then we fell asleep for hours. We needed it.
Yeah. So now I'm still at the beep level. It's just I feel empty, but happy. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah, you feel content. It's the release at the end of it all.
Pushing. Yeah.
Oh my god, Maya, what did you just do?
Boat bread. Boat bread has reached new levels.
Oh, look at that! Nice. Yay, bread day. Amazing. Thanks, Maya.
You're welcome. Aladino eats bread for breakfast every single morning, and
That loaf is gone in 3 days.
it's hard to buy bread, good bread, just generally actually in Canada, to be honest, when you're used to the bread that Aladino's used to.
Yeah, where these kinds of loaves are like $15, if not more.
In Canada, yeah, no, it's really absurd. So, yeah, I've perfected the technique at this point. When I was making it the whole winter when we were in the house, and I'm glad that it still works now that we're in the boat. I'll do a whole cooking video on it, because I did a bread baking video years ago when we were in the French canals, and we didn't have an oven on board then. So I showed you guys how I made bread without an oven on the stovetop, and I didn't even have a Dutch oven. I was making it in a frying pan, but it turned out really well actually. And so now we've sort of got the equipment, but the big thing that you do need in order for it to turn out really well is a Dutch oven, a cast iron. So they're not expensive. This was like 40 bucks. It's more just finding a place to store them, but I find them so multi-purpose that I'm happy to have one on board with us.
Yeah, well, I built a shelf for it.
It's true.
Cool. Look at that.
We've got company for dinner. And in fact, the company brought the dinner.
That's right, yeah.
Thank you so much, Johannes.
Yeah, of
Check it out.
course.
He brought some meat over for the grill, some corn, which is already on the grill, some stuffed peppers. We're spoiled. Look at what good friends we have.
And the Chianti.
And a Chianti.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that went.
Oh, it's
but
on my corner.
there we go.
Yeah, we gotta keep it Italian, right?
Yeah.
The Italians.
Thanks, my friend.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Johannes.
This one is not nice.
Okay.
You're such a cutie. The European connection, European boys in a dirty Canadian boatyard.
That's
Somehow
right.
they both found their way.
Yeah.
Johannes is from Sweden. Our previous sailing grounds.
And he's got his own YouTube channel too.
Johannes Fast.
Yeah,
Wooden boats and cute pups.
that's it.
That's yeah. See the camera? Camera shy.
Well, nice to have you here.
Yeah,
Amazing
thanks
bread.
for having me.
And we're gonna have a nice dinner.
It's really special to be in the water again, knowing that the horizons will keep expanding ahead of our bow, and that at least for the near future, we don't need to return to the boatyard. And to be sent off by good friends is even better. Johannes, this dessert is amazing. What is it?
So it's white chocolate mousse with raspberries.
Incredible.
Recipe me and my mom used to make.
Hey, Aladino, how lucky are we to have such friends, hey?
I might stay. This is really, really delicious.
The boat community is really special. The people in it stick together and look out for each other, and are often really good at cooking. So, thanks to Johannes for the send-off. We wish you all the best with your refit. We can't wait to see you out there. And our other really, really good friends, as we were having dinner,
I had a baby!
we just got a text from Steph and Christoph.
Oh, congratulations, you guys. That's so exciting. Yeah.
You guys know Steph and Christoph. They came sailing with us for a bunch last year, up to Princess Louisa, and they just had a baby. And
SVRA.
they're going to be such wonderful parents. We sure wish them the best.
Yeah.
We're still very much in chaos mode. Things are happening, last minute projects are being dealt with. But I just actually went and got a few things from the store, and one sort of last minute addition to the first aid kit, which I had never really thought of before. An EpiPen. Aladino and I have never had an allergic reaction in our lives, but that's not to say that it's impossible. It could save a life, so I feel good about having this on board, even if it's not for us, even if there's somebody else in the anchorage or something. So there we go. Another little
Good
addition.
idea. And I'm on the final stages of a mission out of the blue. Well, I was kind of prepared so last season we were kind of light. We went sailing not fully loaded, of course. So we were actually light in the stern, which left the waterline pretty much at the level of the sink drain that worked well for that sea trial. Now we are in, let's say, proper trim, which means the stern got a little heavier, which means we had about 3/4 of an inch of water sitting in the sink. Doesn't drain, everything accumulates there, it gets gross. So yeah, it's just one day after splashing, but tore everything apart. So this little device senses when there is water in it, so it has kind of like a float switch, an electronic float switch in here, and so it turns on the pump when it senses water. This whole pump, I guess, is called the IC gully or something like that. Yeah, here, intelligent control, so it's the IC. The two-way manifold will go here, and one connection is straight from the sink drain into it, so then it senses, hey, there's water, it tells the pump kicks on, the pump sends the water up here at the highest point underneath the sink. I have a siphon loop comes back down, connects to here, and it gets sent out there. I'm pumping water right now with my foot, so you can see it flowing in there. And when the yellow manifold fills up enough, it turns on the pump, which starts pumping out.
Incredible, Aladino!
Incredible, and look who just came back.
I just came back with sushi for dinner.
Nice.
Because the galley is not for cooking today.
So many modernizations, all the things that I never wanted.
Well, what I've discovered is that keeping things simple means the installation is simple, but the usage day to day is usually less simple. So although the installation in this case has been far more complex, the day-to-day usage is going to be far more simple, which is nice.
Yeah. All right, let's have dinner. Successful mission. Talk to you later.
So the sink is no longer flooded with muddy river water. The boat is clean and new and ready to adventure. And so we set off downriver, towards the sea, towards the endless possibilities of routes and destinations that the ocean offers.
Rhine River, here we go again.
Oh, I think you're a little lost, Shutzy.
I think so too.
It has been such a long journey. It has not always been pretty. There have been times of despair, times of desperation, times of just wanting to give up and to start a new life. But now we are starting a new life, and it's the one that we want. We've shared every moment with you. We haven't sugarcoated it. Rebuilding this boat has been hard. It has tested our relationship and our resolve. But we did it. We made it. The adventure now begins. We are leaving the Fraser River. And I know there will be many questions about what next. And we will announce that very soon, and, I'm going to make a big announcement about it. But for now, let me say this. If you've seen the episodes we made last year about the incredible journey up Princess Louisa Inlet, you can expect more of that. More grand, more remote, more breathtaking, because we're going north, towards rugged mountains with nobody else around. And of course, we're taking you along for the adventure. We are so grateful that we were able to make this project a reality directly because of the fact that you guys watch these videos. I'm not kidding when I say I'm not sure how we would have done this otherwise. And at least for me, being able to make these videos and turn this entire thing into a story is one of the main things that kept me going through the sanding and through all of the refit itself. It really brought a level of meaning to the project that extended beyond the boat itself. So thank you. An extra big thank you to the folks whose names are now appearing on screen. These folks really go the extra mile to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced. And in addition to these folks, everybody over on Patreon has been absolutely key and instrumental in making this project a reality. So thank you so much for being there. If you would like real-time updates to know where we are and what we're up to in the moment, you can head over to Patreon and join for as little as $2 a month. It's completely flexible what and how you decide to donate. In exchange, we post weekly real-time updates. You can message us with little boat-related questions if you've got any, and just chat to us in the comments over there. All right, I think that's all for now. As always, we will see you next Friday.